If you're driving a Ford right now, stop. I'm not exaggerating. At this very moment, over 312,000 Ford trucks and SUVs are on the road with a brake failure so dangerous it could leave you barreling down the highway with no way to stop. Your kids in the back seat, a curve ahead. You hit the brake and nothing. This isn't some internet rumor. This is an official recall. Hidden in pages of dry NHTSA documents, buried behind PR statements, is one horrifying truth. Ford's own engineers knew about the defect, but kept building and selling these vehicles anyway. I've combed through every report, every warranty claim, every document they didn't want you to see. And today, I'm exposing it all. This isn't just a recall, it's a full-blown safety scandal. So what exactly is turning these Ford vehicles into rolling death traps? The problem lies deep in the braking system, specifically the Electronic Brake Booster Module, or EBB. This component is supposed to assist your braking electronically, but instead, it's failing catastrophically. Here's what happens. When there's a sudden spike or drop in voltage caused by something as common as hitting a pothole or accelerating hard, the EBB shuts down instantly. No warning, no recovery. Your power brakes vanish. The pedal goes stiff like a brick, and your stopping distance, it skyrockets. If you're using cruise control or relying on automatic emergency braking, they fail too, completely. No intervention, no safety net. One moment you're cruising down the highway, the next you're helplessly coasting through an intersection, unable to stop. Ford has already admitted to receiving 37 warranty claims tied to this failure. At least one crash has been confirmed. But here's the chilling part. Ford kept building and selling these vehicles for 8 more months after the first reported failure. 8 months, knowing full well the danger, while customers unknowingly drove off the lot in what amounts to a mechanical time bomb. This isn't just a glitch, it's a gamble with your life. And Ford, check your garage right now.
Because if you're driving one of these 2025 Ford models, your vehicle could be on the recall list and you might not even know it. Let's break it down. Ford F-150, the best-selling truck in America, 217,969 units built between May 2024 and June 2025 are affected. That's nearly 250,000 trucks with faulty brake boosters. Think about that next time you see one on the road. Ford Bronco, the rugged off-roader, 39,913 of them share the same deadly defect. Built in the exact same time frame, Ford's most hyped SUV could be one of the most dangerous. Ford Expedition, the full-size family hauler, 26,582 SUVs built from November 2023 to June 2025 are part of this recall. If you've got kids in the back, this should terrify you. Ford Ranger, 20,552 mid-size trucks also affected. These are still sitting on dealer lots, waiting for unsuspecting buyers. Lincoln Navigator, even Ford's luxury badge isn't safe. 7,104 of these high-end SUVs are on the list, built during the same window. A luxury price tag doesn't buy you safety. But wait, there's more. Ford has issued a completely separate do-not-drive order for 2,345 Super Duty trucks, F-250s to F-550s, because of missing brake springs. Not a software glitch, a missing part. If your truck's VIN ends in 25C26, you need to park it immediately. These aren't minor defects. These are potential death sentences on wheels. Ford rolled the dice. So how do you know if your Ford is one of the dangerous ones? Here are the red flags you can't afford to ignore. First, look at your dash. If it's suddenly lit up like a Christmas tree with ABS, traction control, or brake warning lights flickering, don't brush it off. That's not a glitch. That's your vehicle begging you to stop driving. Next, listen. If you hear a loud, high-pitched beep coming from the instrument cluster, especially when braking or starting the vehicle, take it seriously. That's your system detecting failure in real time. And the biggest giveaway? A sudden change in your brake pedal. If it stiffens up like a rock or sinks straight to the floor without resistance, you are seconds away from a potential crash. Some drivers reported total brake loss with no warning, just a dead pedal at 60 miles per hour. You might also see a message flash across your screen. Brake boost fault. Service now.
If any of these things happen, don't risk it. Pull over immediately, shut off the engine, call a tow truck. Driving even one more mile could be the most dangerous decision you ever make. Ford says they've got a fix, but here's what they're not telling you. The official solution? A free software update, either over the air or at your local dealership, rolling out starting August 25. Sounds convenient, right? But according to multiple mechanics and insiders we've spoken to, this update is just lipstick on a ticking time bomb. The core issue lies in the electronic brake booster hardware itself. Cheap components supplied by Bosch that can't reliably handle real-world voltage surges. The software patch might reduce failure frequency, but it doesn't eliminate the root cause. Until Ford physically replaces that faulty hardware, every single vehicle affected is still vulnerable. Imagine patching a cracked dam with duct tape. That's the level of fix we're talking about. And it gets worse. Some dealers are taking advantage of the confusion, actively selling these recalled trucks at deep discounts without even mentioning the brake defect, unless you bring it up first. That's not just unethical. It borders on criminal negligence. So while Ford tries to dodge a PR disaster, millions of drivers are unknowingly rolling the dice with untested software fixes. And here's the kicker. Many of these vehicles are still sitting on lots with no warning labels, no stop sale orders, and no sense of urgency from sales staff. In fact, undercover calls to dealerships revealed a chilling trend. Sales reps either don't know or pretend not to know about the recall. One even claimed it's just a minor software thing. They've already fixed it. But the documents say otherwise. Internal reports from technicians show repeat failures even after the update. Drivers report the same brake problems days after service. Some were even told there's nothing more we can do unless it breaks again. So ask yourself, would you trust your family's safety to a company still selling potentially deadly vehicles without full transparency? Because here's the truth. Until Ford issues a hardware recall and pulls these affected vehicles from circulation, this isn't a fix. It's a cover-up. So what should you do right now if you own or even suspect you own one of these vehicles?
First, grab your VIN. You'll find it at the bottom of your windshield or on your registration documents. Then, go to Ford's official recall page or call their dedicated hotline at 1-866-436-7332. Don't wait for a letter in the mail. Act immediately. If your vehicle is on the list, demand free towing and a loaner car. Legally, Ford must provide both. And if the dealer claims they're out of rentals, escalate to Ford Corporate. Next, report your experience to NHTSA. Every complaint strengthens the investigation and forces action. Visit nhtsa.gov or call 1-888-327-4236. Even if you haven't experienced brake failure yet, your report could prevent someone else's tragedy. Lastly, don't get back in that vehicle until it's confirmed safe by an independent mechanic. Not just a software update, not just a reset. You deserve a full inspection and a clear answer. Because when brakes fail, there are no second chances. This recall isn't an isolated fluke. It's part of a disturbing trend. In 2025 alone, Ford has issued 88 recalls, more than any other automaker this year. We're talking fuel systems prone to fires, door latches that fail at highway speeds, and now brakes that can literally stop working mid-drive. All while Ford CEO Jim Farley takes home over $20 million a year in compensation. Meanwhile, families are unknowingly driving vehicles that could become uncontrollable at any moment. So what can you do? Spread the word. Share this video with anyone you know who owns a Ford truck or SUV built in the last 2 years. Like this video if you think automakers should be held accountable. Subscribe because next week we're exposing how some dealerships are using these very recalls to trick buyers into costly upgrades and fake repair packages. And finally, drop a comment saying, "Fix it, Ford," if you or someone you know was affected. Every comment we collect will be compiled and sent directly to Ford's corporate HQ. This isn't just a video, it's a movement.